Welcome students in the organic chemistry lecture series. Today in this video we are going to study about the second rearrangement from the topic molecular rearrangement, and the name of the rearrangement is Beckmann rearrangement. Obviously this reaction is discovered by the scientist Beckmann, so it is called as Beckmann rearrangement. So first of all we will see what is the Beckmann rearrangement. So you remember that when aromatic ketoxymes, I will write here, aromatic ketoxymes are treated with say acid like H2SO4 or phosphorus pentachloride, there is a formation of N substituted amides. N substituted amides. This rearrangement is known as Beckmann rearrangement. So what is the starting material of Beckmann rearrangement? Ketoxymes. And what is the product of Beckmann rearrangement? It is N substituted amides. Now I will explain you what is this aromatic ketoxymes. Okay, you know ketone, the function group of ketone is RC1O-R. Okay, when this ketone is treated with this NH2OH, there is a loss of water molecule and there is a formation of this product RC double bond NOH. Okay, this product. So this is called as ketoxymes. This is called as ketoxyme. And when this ketoxyme is treated with H plus, that is H2SO4, then there is a formation of this starting material, that this product, that is N substituted amide. Okay, so I will write here R C double bond O N H R. So this product will be obtained. This is called as N substituted amide. Okay, because RCONH, this is a function group of anide. Okay, so we can say that ketoxymes are converted into amides by using Beckmann rearrangement. So I hope all of you have understood this reaction. I will once again explain what is Beckmann rearrangement. Beckmann rearrangement is the rearrangement of aromatic ketoxymes to N substituted amides in presence of H2SO4 or phosphorus pentachloride. How this starting material is prepared? This starting material is prepared from ketone. Okay, how? When ketone is treated with NH2OH, it forms ketoxymes, and when ketoxyme is subjected to acidic condition, then there is a formation of N substituted amide. This reaction is called as Beckmann rearrangement. Now we will see the mechanism of this Beckmann rearrangement. Okay, now we will see the mechanism. I will take the example first of all. Say this example pH. pH. This is the ketoxyme of benzophenone NOH. When this treated in presence of acid, there is a formation of pH C double bond O N H pH, this product. Okay, the name of this product is N phenyl benzamide. Okay, so this is the general reaction I have taken. Now we will see the mechanism. Now while studying the mechanism of Beckmann rearrangement, stereochemistry is very important. Remember, stereochemistry is important. Now how stereochemistry is important, that I will explain you. Now consider this starting material. Okay, this starting material has a double bond. Okay, now to this double bond I will write pH in this way and OH in this way. Now we know that this OH group and this pH group are anti to each other, so this stereochemistry is very important. Remember, the group which is anti to this double bond with respect to OH group, only that group is important because it migrates in the mechanism. So that's why the stereochemistry is very important. Now I will take the acidic condition here. say H2SO4. So what happen if we subject this starting material to acidic condition? We know that on oxygen there are lone pair of electrons, okay. On nitrogen also there are lone pair of electrons, but relative to nitrogen, oxygen is more electronegative. That's why this lone pair of electron will take the proton from this acid, and there is a formation of this intermediate C double bond N. Now here there is a formation of OH2 plus. Okay, so this is intermediate. Now I have already explained that the group which is anti to this OH will migrate. So that's how you can say that this pH group will migrate. Now where this pH group migrate? It migrates to electron deficient nitrogen. Now how this nitrogen is electron deficient? Because it is attached to oxygen which is having plus charge. That's why the nitrogen is electron deficient. So the group which is anti to this OH, that is pH group, migrates to this nitrogen with the elimination of this OH, and there is a formation of pH C double bond N pH. Okay, here there will be positive charge now, and there is a loss of water molecule. Okay, so this is the second step. In first step there is a protonation. In second step there is a migration of this group along with elimination of water. Now the water which is eliminated in the surrounding again attacks on this carbon. Okay, again attacks on this carbon. So there is a formation of PHCOH, OH. There is a positive charge, double bond N. Here is a pH. Now to neutralize this positive charge, there is a loss of proton. Okay, so there is a loss of proton. I will write here minus H plus, and there is a formation of PH C O H double bond N pH. Now this is the enol form. Okay, and this enol form tautomerizes to keto form, PH C double bond O N H pH. Okay, and this is the our N substituted benzamide, and which is the product of this Beckmann rearrangement. Okay, so very simple mechanism is there of this Beckmann rearrangement. I will explain once again. See, this is the starting material. The stereochemistry is very important. This is hydroxyl group and this is phenyl group. Both are anti to each other. The hydroxyl group abstract the proton of acid which is present in the surrounding in the first step. So there is a protonation of this hydroxyl group in the first step. Okay, now you see here. In second step, the group which is anti to this OH, that is pH, this group migrates to this nitrogen because this nitrogen is electron deficient. So this group along with electrons migrate here. Okay, so in this way the group migrates here, but due to this migration carbon becomes electron deficient because it carries positive charge, and in the surrounding there is a water molecule. That water molecule attacks on the carbon and we get this intermediate. Again, to satisfy this positive charge, this proton removes away and there is a formation of this enol form, and this enol form tautomerizes to keto form which is called as N-phenyl benzamide, which is the product of this Beckmann rearrangement. So in this way we can explain the mechanism of this Beckmann rearrangement. Now we will consider few examples to understand this rearrangement in more detail. Okay, now consider the example. Suppose I have taken here this starting material PH C double bond N OH, and here is suppose CH3 group. Okay, so instead of pH I have taken here CH3 group, and if this is substituted to H plus, what will happen? This OH group with lone pair of electron will abstract this proton, and there is a formation of this intermediate. Okay, double bond N OH 2 as like previous example. And again, now see the stereochemistry which is very important. This group and this group are anti to each other, so this methyl group will migrate here and this OH2 will go away with the loss of water molecule, we get this intermediate PH, C, carbon with positive charge, double bond N, CH3. Okay. Now in surrounding there are water molecules H2O, and that water molecule will attack on this electron deficient carbon, and we get this carbon as a attacked by water molecule in this way, double bond N, CH3. Okay. Now in second step, to neutralize this positive charge, proton is loose, and there is a formation of PH, C, OH, double bond N, CH3. Now this is enol form, which is tautomerizes into keto form in this way. There is a formation of double bond. Here is NH, CH3. So this is N-methyl benzamide. Okay. So in this way, the Beckmann rearrangement is occurred in this reaction. I will take one more example, which is very famous example, and most of the time it is asked in the examination. Consider the starting material as a cyclohexanone. Okay. If we consider cyclohexanone, and if we treat this cyclohexanone with NH2OH, okay, so what will happen when we treat this cyclohexanone with NH2OH? There is a formation of oxime of this cyclohexanone with the loss of water molecule. So in this way we will get this starting material, double bond N OH. Okay. Now we know that this is the starting material of our Beckmann rearrangement. The name of this starting material is cyclohexanone. When this cyclohexanone is treated with NH2OH, there is a formation of cyclohexanone oxime. Okay. And when this cyclohexanone oxime is treated with H plus H2SO4, there is a Beckmann rearrangement, and we get this product. I will write the structure of product here. NH double bond O. This is 7-member ring, and the name of this compound is caprolactam. And it is very important because this caprolactam is involved in the formation of nylon 6. I will write the mechanism of this step. See what happened. This cyclohexanone is here, cyclohexanone oxime is here. This will take the proton in this way, okay, and there is a formation of this intermediate, double bond N, OH2 plus, then there is a loss of water molecule. But now you see here, this group is anti to this OH, so this bond breaks and comes here, and OH2 leaves in the form of water, and there is a formation of 7-member ring. Okay, and in second step, water molecule attacks over here, and this bond shift here, and there is a formation of this caprolactam. Okay, so this is very simple example and very important example to form the caprolactam, which is the starting material of this Beckmann rearrangement. So this is all about Beckmann rearrangement. What is Beckmann rearrangement? Rearrangement of organic aromatic oximes to N substituted amides is called as Beckmann rearrangement. We have seen the mechanism along with few examples. So we'll stop here and we'll meet in the next video with new rearrangement. So have a nice day. Thank you.